Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of FSEconomy with me, I'm your Herd 37. So I was searching around for some different flights, different planes and everything. I had another one already picked out and everything. And the daggone plane was past its 100-hour check, so I had to go back to the drawing board. And we're going to be flying the TBM 850. And I found this flight. This is KHVS, which is Hartsville Regional in Hartsville, South Carolina. We're going to be going down to KBNL. That is, as you can see, Barnwell County, Barnwell, South Carolina. It's only about 94 miles. We've got 5 people. It says we can actually hold 6. In I fly this a ton in FS Passengers, by the way. If you want to see more of that, you can go to FS Passengers and check it out. And I always have it set to 4 passengers. This says there's actually 6. I think in FS Passenger we have to do 1 for the co-pilot, but still there seems to be an extra one. But anyway, this thing has 34% fuel, so that should be more than enough. The actual range of this thing is something like 1,500 miles, so that technically it has about 500 miles worth of range, so we should be really good with the just going 94 miles. Got 1 CNN reporter, 2 GMM passengers. Not really sure what that is. Another CNN reporter and another GMM passenger. Doesn't pay a ton. $3,860, but it's only going 94 miles, so maybe it's not that bad. You can check out the chart here. What I tried to do, you'll see I come into Horrier, and then go into heading of 256 degrees. That's what's at 2,100 feet. Over to Culpa, also at 2,100 feet. And then heading of 345 degrees over to Nanny at 1,800, and then down to the runway. This is a really weird looking airport. It's like an old crappy airport or something. AirNav says it's all like broken down and stuff. Now, as you can see, I've got everything in like Horrier, Culpa, Nanny, and then the runway. The problem is a lot of these waypoints aren't in FSX, because I don't guess that FSX doesn't get updated with different fixes and stuff, I guess. So the only one I could actually find was actually, I think it was Aptif or something like that. So we'll have to come in manually. We'll just come around the airport and probably just go in, you know, like a VFR flight. I can't really find the daggone stupid things, these waypoints. So we'll probably do something like that. Although I think I did get 1 waypoint in there, which will bring us out to the right, but we'll probably just ignore that and just come in and do a little flyby of the airport and then land. It's going to be on runway 34. There's like 3. It's like a... AirNav has his, like, the runways are broken down and stuff. There should be fine, obviously, in FSX. I chose 34 because of the weather and also parking. As we come in on 34, we'll be able to park right over there. As you can see on the weather here, the weather is kind of weird. It's going to the east, but over here it's all coming from the north. There's another one closer than that one. I don't see where it must have, like, left. There's another one. So it's kind of coming down from the north, so that would be the best runway to take off on. Land on. We're gonna take off. As you can see, the weather here, the wind. We're gonna take it off on runway 3. Yes, I think it was 030. And I guess with all that, we can go ahead and jump on in the plane. All right, everybody, here we are at the plane. It's shut down. It takes a little while for that thing to shut up. Alright, so we're taking off on runway 3, so I guess we got a taxi all the way down. That kind of sucks. I was kind of excited there, like, we'll have a short taxi. Alright, let's see. Here we go. Information. We got 2 greens. That's what we want. Start the flight. All good. Alright, and you know, if you're an FS Passengers person and you watch us fly that, you know the one thing about the SOCATA TBM 850 is we have procedures for it, so we're going to have to go through the procedures. Let's start here. The landing gear control lever is down. Let's go over to the avionics master switch, put that in the start position. Say that the radios are all good and everything. Let's see. The ignition switch goes auto or off. I'm going to turn it into auto. The starter switch is off. The source selector, battery, GPU, we're going to put that on GPU. Authorization for engine starting, we'll see, we've already got it. We're not going to worry about the oxygen or the masks or anything. So let's check the fuel down here. I can't remember the exact amount, but it should be quite low. I imagine it will be. Yeah, only 62 and 61. Alright, so tank selector, left or right? I usually put it on the right. There we go. On the right, fuel selector switch goes to auto. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. And the CAS message auto select should be off. I don't see. Yeah, okay, so it is off. That's good. External light panels. We're not going to turn the strobes on. We're going to turn on the navigation and the pulse system. Did I get that? Yeah, I got that on. So our external lights are set up. Go on to the next page. That electric power panel, let's put this back to battery. And let's check our voltage. It should be around 24.5 or 27.7. That's good. Manual override is off. Power lever is at idle. And the propeller governor lever goes up to max RPM. And the condition lever you can see there is in the cutoff position. Flaps are up as well. Fuel panel, let's go back up there. Auxiliary boost pump switch comes on. There we go. And you see the boost pump switch alert is on. That's what we want. Fuel pressure switch is off, or the warning is off. Propeller area is clear. Let's look right here. We're going to start this engine. The ignition switch is in auto. I'll just make sure of that, actually. It's an auto. And with the start, you'll notice one thing about this. You're supposed to give it the fuel when it gets to 13%. It never gets to 13%. It gets to maybe 10 or 11, but it doesn't go any higher. It tries to restart. But our parking brake is on. The starter. See, I'll hit it about 10. There we go. And I'll put this about 25 for time being. We're going to move it here in just a second. Make sure everything, there's no errors or anything. Alright, condition lever is in low idle. Engine oil pressure, everything is good. We have good pressure and it's in the green. And the CS oil pressure warning is off. Go over a couple pages, because everything went fine for us. Alright, the condition lever now goes to high idle. Engine instruments, let's check our engine should be around 69%. It is, it's right at 70 now. So that's good. Oil pressure in the green, oil temperature also in the green. So that looks good. ITT is in the green sector as well. Right here. Alright, so actually we need to go up. We need to turn that starter off. And the auxiliary boost pump switch goes to auto. And the boost pump on warning should be off. It is. Alright, let's go back up top and we'll turn on our generator to main. Alright, there's no warning about that. The voltage should be around 28, and we see that is good. Alright. That concludes the procedure part for starting up. Let me just put these away real quick. Alright, and we'll hit up ATC here. Well, turn into the traffic. And announce, let's see, we're taking off on, like I said, runway 3. Man, I wish we were taking off on runway 21. We're going, heading out down to the south.
Victor, Sierra, traffic, November 658, Bravo, Lima, taking off, runway
Go over here. It never actually tells you to turn it on, but obviously you gotta turn it on. Alright, let's get ready to taxi. We gotta turn on the taxi light. Alright, there. Inert SEP, we need to turn that on while we're taxiing. Inert SEP comes on. The warning came on for that as well. And alright, let's go ahead and start our taxi. We'll probably scrape this building. Maybe not. Pumping the brakes to try and help us turn tightly. Come on, girl. I guess I'm on the brakes a little too much. Alright. Let's go over to the taxi line. Turn my mic back on. Been fighting a sickness, man, for like over a week. It's really annoying. Alright. I think it looked like there was a taxiway that went all the way down. But this is like two really small airports that we're going to. Like, I was going to say raggedy. I won't say raggedy. Someone might live in the area and hear this. I don't want to offend them. Runway 3030 for the heading. So let's get that in here. There you go, 030. Like I say, it's unfortunate that I couldn't take 21, but the weather says take 3. Airport elevation, by the way, is going to be about 243 feet. Come in at 2100, although nanny around that one waypoint we have in there. You can see it says Kitna right there. It's the waypoint we're going to. That's about 1800 feet. But like I say, when we get close to the airport, I'll put it in like heading mode, and we'll just do a little flyby of the airport, and not really actually use that approach procedure. We're off to the left. I find it very hard to get in the center with this plane, especially like on takeoff. You'll notice on takeoff we get way off center. It's very hard to control. I don't know why. By the way, the plane is from Carenado. They do lots of good stuff. Mainly their stuff is about cosmetics, though. Not so much on flight dynamics and stuff. Is any been flight simming for a while, you of course come across them. I do have a lot of their planes. Like I say, they do make nice stuff. It's just the flight dynamics aren't always necessarily that great. Alright, this is as far as that taxiway can come down. Just turn on the parking brake. I'm wondering if we need to go down here a little ways. There's not a ton of runway, and this plane doesn't necessarily get up that quick with me behind the controls for whatever reason. Alright, cabin pressurization control. I don't mess with this a whole lot. I can never seem to really get it to work. Usually it moves. That's not the part that I can't get to work. There it goes. Usually I just get the warning because I, for some reason, can't get it to work. I don't totally understand it either. Alright, flight instruments. Everything is checked. Alright, parking brake is set. The parking brake warning is on. Condition lever is on high idle. NG around 69%, give or take 2. You can see it's right at 70. I like that when on the center it's a little bigger. You can see it. Flaps are on takeoff. De-icing, I don't think we're going to have to worry too much about that. Runway is in good condition and everything, so inert SEP can come off. The warning of inert SEP goes off. We'll go ahead and turn the pitot heat on. The warnings about the pitot heat have disappeared. Flight controls, let's check out the deflections and everything. Make sure it's all good. Everything is good. Rudder pedals good. Alright, we're not going to turn on the strobes and everything just yet. The fuel, you see the symmetry is pretty good over there. I guess we have to check quantity again for some reason. Guess once wasn't good enough. The 6160, so I'm okay with that. Alright. Resetting my altimeter. You saw it move there. We're going down to the south. We're only going to go about to 8,500 feet or so. This plane can go quite high. It's pressurized, but we'll just go to 8,500. No reason to go too high. Alright, so everything is good. Instruments. Battery charge less than 50 amps. You can see down on the left here is under 50 amps. We are good with that. Alright, let's holler, tell everyone that we're heading out. I said to the south. Daggone, I meant to announce a taxi to the runway. So I'll take us to the south again. Daggone it. I make that mistake a lot. Strobes and landing lights are on. I'm going to head down to the left so we can get some more room. Parking brake coming off. I'm going to go ahead and turn the bleed airs to auto. Alright, so bleed airs and auto. For when we take off. So we'll come on all the way down to here. Like I say, this plane doesn't really seem to take off that quick. I think it should in real life. I'm not sure why I don't get it up that quick. Although I tend to let it go a lot faster than you really need to before I rotate. So we'll come down here and we got to get lined up and we've got to do another test. Was it 850 Propomatic or something? Test? Oh, there's the turnaround right there. I was gonna say, I didn't do so great a job of trying to get that thing turned around. Come on, girl. I want to use as much runway as possible, so we'll stop right here. Putting on the parking brake. Alright, Horizon, HSI, everything looks good. All the lights are on. Okay, all the warnings are off except for the parking brake because we've got the parking brake on. Alright, so now we do the Propo Speed Governor test. Set this up to 1900 RPM. Well, it's hard to get it right at 1900. So it goes racing up and then it comes racing back down a little bit. I'll leave it right about there. She's going up a little bit more. Daggone it, stupid thing. Trying to let it settle wherever it settles. Let's say it's right at 1920 or so, 1918. Alright. So we hit the test and it should go down between 50 and 250. It did. So now we can release that and it should go up by at least 50. And as you can see, it did. So that's good. Alright, and with that, we are finally ready to get the heck on out of here. Parking brake coming off. I'm going to hold on to the brakes though. Alright, here we go. Right at 100% on our power. Speed's coming up. Yeah, we're gonna get up easy. Alright, let's go ahead and rotate. You can see, like I said, I find this plane extremely hard to keep it centered. Positive rate gear is coming up. Up nicely. Alright, flaps have been retracted, and once you retract the flaps in this plane, it's got a cool little thing. The flaps to 850 and actually gives you a little more power right there, as you can see that power lever move. She climbs quite nicely, aggressively. Track 225. Scenery looks pretty good, from what we can see so far. Take a look here in a second. Open LLC North America, of course. In all of its glory. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the taxi light. Straighten her out here. Come a little to the left. Get back on that line. There's our airport. We just took off. I'm going to go ahead and, well, I need to push the nose down. I'm trying to get some stuff done. Autopilot trims. Did I get that all the way on? I did. Yaw damper, autopilot, and nav. Vertical speed. I'll actually raise that to about 1,000 feet a minute. We're only about 4,000 away from our cruising altitude. Let's take a look outside. As I said, OpenLC North America, FTX Global. Very, very nice. Although it looks like some trees have died for the winter. Well, their leaves, not died for the winter, leaves. Some haven't. Very, very nice. Alright, just checking some things. The symmetry is still pretty good. The right has a little bit more fuel than the left. Like you can see that thing is switched. We started off with on the right tank. May not run into any pressurization problems because we're not going all that high. We're only going to 8,500, so might not get any flashing. Any warnings? As you see, just a little over 25 minutes. We're about 93 miles out. Like I said, cruise at about 8,500 feet, which is another 2,100. We'll come down to about 2,100 feet. We'll talk again. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and speed her up, and we'll be right back in just a second. Alright, everybody, slowing her down here. We need to come out to the right a little bit. I believe this is our airport right here in front of us. We're going down to 2,000 feet, just a little ways to go. There's airport list KBNL. We're about to fly right over it. Landing on runway 34. Full stop landing. I guess technically we're now going into the downwind leg. We didn't totally come in the right way.
8 Bravo Lima is on downwind, runway 34.
347 is the heading of the runway, so I'll put this parallel here. Came in too close, although we're going extremely fast, by the way. As you can tell. Alright, everything looks good on the procedures. Next up will be the long final procedures. Alright, let's go to 257. There you go, 257. Base leg. I should have said upwind leg. I said downwind. That was my bad. Who else's bad would it be? I always say that. Yeah, I should have said upwind leg, not downwind leg. You see, I actually put 2 waypoints in that we're not going to use, like I said. Come out here just a little ways. Because it always ends up being a tight turn if we don't go out far enough. Just about turn. Go 167. Just parallel with our landing runway. Still need to slow down. We'll do that here in just a bit. Approach speed is about 80 knots because of how much we weigh. Right tank is the fullest, so we'll keep it on the right. It switched it once, but then I had to switch it during the flight. We always have that problem with this plane. Sometimes it switches on its own, sometimes it doesn't. And now we're on the downwind. I don't know why I put downwind. It should have been upwind the first time. Might screw up. Then we'll get down a little bit. At that FF344, and I'm just kidding. We were actually supposed to be 1,800. We're at 2,000 right now. So I'm going to actually take her down to 1,700 because we're not going to go all the way down there that far. So I want to be a little bit lower. So 1,700 might still be a little high, depending on exactly how far out we go. Plenty of fuel still. This thing will always worry about. A little further out. See, I'm worried if we don't go any further than this, then we're definitely going to be too high. You can look at, we're not that far away from the edge of the runway right over there. So I'll let her go down to actually 1,500. at least. Pull back a little bit on the power. Like I said, we are going to have to start slowing down. Do that here in just a minute. We're at 170 knots right now. We're about to turn. 076. Alright, bring down the power. Inert SEP needs to come on. Actually, do that under 200 knots, but we usually are under 200 knots already. Did I say we were on the base leg earlier too? See, I totally butchered that. Alright, you can see our speed's already coming down really nicely. Now we're on the base leg. I should it was on the cross leg earlier. I don't know why. I think it's because usually we don't go all the way around like that. That's why I just butchered it. I'll let this go down to 1400. Seems like we're kind of high. Gear is coming down. Three, 4, 7. Flaps to takeoff. And we actually turned a little soon. Usually I'm late. Well, usually I'm off completely. Alright, we're getting a little slow here because our approach speed needs to be 80. See, I was worried that we weren't going to come out far enough, and we actually went way up. Way further than we actually needed to. But hey, better too much than not enough and get all screwed up. I'm going to have to trim this thing a little better. Let's call out that we're on final. Can't believe I butchered the callouts already. Flaps are full. Bring back power, and we are high, so we need to get down. This thing is pitched way up, or trimmed for way up. We're trying to work on that. And you want to try and keep the right approach speed. When I started flying this thing originally, I had real problems with being able to see. We would end up getting too low, and it was always because of the speed. But I worked on that a lot, and ended up getting a lot more proficient at the plane, although we're quite fast right now. And I really wish that we weren't quite this fast. We're up about 20 knots. Go ahead and bring back the power just slightly early. We'll take her a little long. Oh, we're floating. Yeah, we're just now 80 knots. You see, I butchered this. Daggone it. As much as I fly this plane now, I should be much better at it. We just came in too fast. And we had tons of time to get our speed down, but I wasted it. Oh, went past this. The brakes on this thing aren't very good. You can see how that happened. I should have got on the reverser a little earlier. Yeah, the brakes just don't do that well. Yeah, that was not a very good lane. That is not what I wanted to do at all. We just came in too fast. We're at least 20 knots fast. We ended up floating her and all that crap. Like I say, as much as I fly this plane, although it has been a while, shouldn't do much better than that. Alright, let's put the parking brake on real quick. Oh, well, I forgot about that. Let me get into the recording of the landing. Alright. So now we can actually get over... We have another procedure set for taxiing, shutting her down. Alright, the landing lights and the strobes need to come off. We need to tell everyone that we're clear of the runway.
Bravo, November, Lima, traffic, November 658 Bravo, Lima is clear of the runway.
Alright, y'all dabber, turn the flight director off. Taxi down here. I forgot all about the FSEconomy. I haven't done anything with FSEconomy in over a month. I've been moving and stuff going on with the job, and before I'd moved, I could only fly on the weekends, and it's one that I hate to actually get away from too much because we have a group and there's a bunch of other people. I'm afraid if people say, well, he's not flying, then I'm not flying, it kind of screws everything up. Let's see, I think we can park straight ahead. There's only like 2 parking spots listed. Actually, it's over to the right because we're not going anywhere near that pump. Although I guess it won't really mess us up. Just during air hauler and stuff doesn't do that. Alright, pull over here. Alright, we'll get her stopped right here. Parking brake coming on. We get the shutdown procedures. Parking brake is set. We got the warning of it. Condition lever needs to be in high idle, and power lever needs to be idle for 1 minute. A taxi light can come off. Wait, did I not turn that back on? When we came down, maybe not. Taxi light is off. AP trims master switch off. Avionics master switch goes back to start. Let's see, the bleeds air comes off. Air conditioning off. We never turn that on because we're down in South Carolina and it's not exactly hot. It's not cold, but it's not hot. Prop governor lever. Did I never feather that twice? I can't remember doing that. That needs to be feathered for about 15 seconds. I don't remember doing that. I don't know if I ran past that or not. I think it was the run up before you do the propo governor test or whatever. Now we can cut that off. Inert set. You go off. Heat can come off. Avionics master switch can come off. All exterior lights can come off. That means the nav and the pulse system. Interior lights are all off. See, I don't know why that plane does that sometimes. Auxiliary boost pump switch comes off. Tank selector switch goes off. And that goes back to manual. I click that. There we go. And we hit the crash gate. Everything is off. Alright, let's go over to FSEconomy and get ourselves paid. Alright, here we are. This actually went into my flight. I got to put it in FSEconomy first. But we brought in $3,860. We rented the plane for 49 minutes at $412 an hour, so it cost us $336.92. Used $119 worth of fuel, and then you gotta get that 1 penny. Ground crew fee $386, bringing the total cost to $505. We did get $53 back for the bonus. So the total earnings of the flight were $3,071.54. So we can put that all in. 307154, deposit that. And I'll go ahead and deposit this 1177.47 from other people. So was that a little over 131, not quite 132. We're getting there, slowly but surely. We're getting there. Alright, well, it wasn't a terrible flight. Everything went well until I got to the actual airport. I butchered the call-outs, got them backwards, and then I came in too fast and got a crappy landing, but shall do better next time. And I don't know what plane we'll fly next time. I want to get a little bit bigger sometimes on FSEconomy, start flying a little bit bigger plane, but shall see. Anyway, that's it for this episode, everybody. I hope you all did enjoy it. I'll catch you guys on the next flight.